a night. I'm having a night, so we're just doing the things. You ever have one of those days? So I'll just wait till I know you're live and you guys can see me. Hello, hello. Very excited to be here because I need this. Hello, happy Friday night. So excited to be here because I need this. Do you have one of those days, weeks? I think it's been a week. I think it's kind of been a week. So very excited to be here. I need this. I will be happy to play with my friends. You'll notice no fun intro, not doing the 2 camera thing, forgot the little toggle for the mic. So we're back to old school, turn up the volume. Just happy Vicky's here tonight. No cute video intro because I watched the video back last week and I thought the quality sucked. So I went back to just phone and Blair Witching you till I can figure out why, right? Till I can figure out why. And this has not been the week to do that. I had Greta here until Monday and then rolled right into work, cleaning my new studio, I don't know what to call it. This is really my studio, but the new space where I kit and do all those things. Hello, Julianne. Hi, Lizette, how are you? So, cleaned like crazy, packed some of those grab boxes, then received about 300 pounds of product yesterday, and then laid out everything because I have the 2 cruises to kits for, and then the 2 10+ layouts product came. And let me just say hello, Simone, how are you? Hi, Jody. That masculine kit with that cedar, what's it called? Cedar Lane? I always call it the same wrong name. That kit is freaking stunning. So get ready for that. The Girl Cedar House. Thank you. Thanks, Brenda. It's beautiful, but I mixed it with some 49 and Market, and just the puffy word titles alone are stunningly gorgeous. So it's gorgeous. And then I got part of the True Colors collection in from Simple Stories and Be Still My Heart. I feel like we need to do some neon with that one. Those 2 10+ layout kits are going to be gone. Shout out to Vicki from Cali. Hi, Liette. I missed it. I think it's Liette. It's going to be absolutely crazy. So anyway, I'm all over the place tonight, so just bear with me. I'm here, and it's probably one of those Friday nights I should have made the executive decision and said you should probably take it off because you're not going to make any sense because there's too much going on in your brain. But I'm here, and I couldn't find any of my distressings. So when I flip the camera, we'll figure it out, right? The word titles are so good. Oh my good, they are beautiful. Hello, Greta. She's not sitting across from me now. She's at home watching, right? Is the 49 Market Wherever line? No, it's a mix of 3 different. I put the lemon in from the sherbet line. There is a mushroom paper and something else. Oh, and then there's a new wedding line out from American Crafts, and I added some of the paper. I have to say, it's a little braggity brag, pat myself on the back, but I curated a stunningly gorgeous kit. You know, right? Hi, Scrappy Guy. I'm in a brain fog today, so just we'll see how it goes. But my idea for tonight is going to be really fun. So I won't chat much. We'll get right into it, but very excited. I'm writing instructions. So you will know that brain fog and then trying to organize for some reason, right, is I am doing, like usual, 50 things all at one time. It's really crazy, like 50 things all at one time. So whatever, I'm here. But like I said, there's no mic hookup because I have the new iPhone 15, right? I need the adapter to plug the USB thing in, and I forgot it because that's also what I print. I use it to print labels for your boxes, and it's in the other place. It's in the other place. and I'm not in the other place. So, right? If you need an assistant, I'll move to Canada. You ask anybody who helps me. You really have to watch what you're saying and what you wish for, because it's a lot. Like Greta was helping me because she's doing like helping me with paperwork stuff and spreadsheets and all the things she loves to do. And she knows because she's like, holy crap, it's a lot all at once. And I'm like, it is. And to organize all of it is crazy. So we've been doing that. So I think my brain's just tired, you know, like when you, depending what kind of work you guys do, but sometimes when it's been a lot of using your brain to navigate things, you get to the kind of the end of the week and you're like, I'm a mess. So that's kind of where I am today. And that's why art is going to be the best thing. Hello, Paula. Making art is going to be the best thing ever. So I was going to come down here and I was going to prep it. And then I was writing instructions. And I'm like, I put my face on and a shirt, my sweater, and came down here. So we're good. It's going to be like a lot of fun tonight. We are going to, you will need, I'm going to use Distress for watercolor because I just feel like everybody who plays along, the majority of people will have that. If they don't have watercolors, you could, if you have a nice set of watercolor paints, you could use that. So thanks, Tina. So we're going to paint some circles. And then the other thing that I love, and I don't know if they're in stock in my store. I have lots of them, but I have to do things sometimes, right? And I haven't updated a lot of things. But these letter dies that I used before on that circle, when we use a circle cutter, and then I think I put hello or something, I'm going to use these. I didn't print my photos tonight because, again, ran out of time. But I know they're going to be 2 photos from the cruise. So my title tonight is going to be Okay, from the handwritten alphas in Discover and Create. And it's going to say Okay, Vacay. That's my title. So we're going to paint the circles. I'm going to repeat it for a card. So we're going to do like a duplicate. So you get even, you get two chances to practice. So I've got my card base. I'm going to cut a second piece out of foundations so that I really want to feel like, if you want to do it in an art journal tonight, you could totally do that as well. If you want to cut your page down to 6x8 size and throw it in one of your albums, you could totally do that, right? So I love that. I have to go back and read your comments. And the second winner from last week is Elise Miller. So thank you for leaving comments. I randomly selected the winner about 40 minutes before I came on. So I wrote down the other winner too. I had to ask Natalie because I'm like, I don't think the person emailed me. And if you did, I have to go find it or email me again. But I believe I wrote it down, Nat, while we were talking. I don't know. It's in my other notebook. She'll have it. But the other winner was the one that I selected from comments last week. All of those things will be going out this week. So last week during the live is the one I don't remember. But I know I mailed Laura's giveaway away, and I need to mail Lorraine Owen, right? Because you won the Black Foundations paper and the Aqua Azure glaze. And then last week was the ready-made backgrounds. And I know for sure that I have Elise is winning one of those. And I don't know if Elise is watching live because she normally watches, I think, the day after. And then I will send for the other one out as well. So I have it written down somewhere. I'm just not sure where it is. So with those alpha dies, the second technique we'll do tonight outside of painting the little circles is we're going to do a crumpled watercolor technique. Alice Miller was a winner of the pre-made back. All the Millers are winning. That's funny. So last week, both winners' last name is Miller. Isn't that funny? I had a fluff. So I wasn't just talking with my hands. A fluff went up my nose. So the second technique, oh my goodness. My brain is all over the place, way too many tabs open. Is going to be taking a lighter piece, like just a piece of white, like light paper. And I'm going to crumple it. We're going to watercolor it. And then I think I might put it through. You don't have to do this, but I think I'll put it through my Mink just to flatten it out. And that's what I'm going to die cut my title from in a completely different contrasting color. Yes, are you here, Irene? Are you here? I hope so, friend. So we have distress inks you'll need. I'm going to mix a little bit of Oxide, maybe a little, so we can see those two different ones work. And then I'm going to use maybe one of the metallics from here to float into our watercolor. This is the Cosmic, Vicki Boutin Cosmic watercolor. And then really, there's not going to be a lot of embellishment tonight. It's really going to be one of these ones where we're going to art mark. So the other thing that I grabbed are my Posca pens, but you could use white gel pen, black marker, and we're going to do a little bit of art marking as well on some of those circles. And then we're going to just throw some photos and a large title. So this is going to be really the mixed media doing the work. So any questions before we get started? Hello from Panama. How are you? Hola. It sounds like fun, right? It's going to be fun. And I don't know what Kari said. You guys, I came on late, so a lot of you were having lots of conversations before I got on here, right? So I don't know what anybody's talking about. So you need water. You need a paintbrush, a round paintbrush, about a number 12 or 14 would be great, just so it holds lots of water. Whatever you want to watercolor with, if you want to use your distress inks, or if you want to use your watercolor, you could do that as well. Thanks, my two-tone Cardi, thank you. And look at, even pulled out earrings that I've really never ever had anything to wear with them, so thank you. And then what paper am I using? I'm going to use foundations, but you could use watercolor paper if you want. So for the base for the card, which I'm going to just cut a mat and put it on just a regular cardstock base, is going to be a piece of foundations paper. The base for my layout is going to be foundations paper. And then for the die cutting is going to it's going to be just a piece, like, look at regular old cardstock, like the stuff you buy. I think this is a American Crafts one, because we're going to do this. Are you ready? This. We're going to crumple it. We're going to watercolor it so it will have like a fun textury look. So you don't want your paper, can't be foundations because it's too thick and it's not going to work. But then what you could do, if you don't have a Mink, or what are those machines called? A laminating machine, is you could iron this after, because you really want to kind of flatten it out. But what you want is the texture left over. So we're going to then distress this and add some water and just do something, whatever my background colors, this is going to be in a totally contrasting color. And then we're going to die cut out of it. So it's kind of, we're really channeling kindergarten. We're channeling kindergarten tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun just doing really basic mixed media techniques with whatever you want to use for watercolor. It's going to be really fun. So this could be a background later, but this is what I'm going to die cut vacay out of. Okay? With these dies that are worth every single penny, because I love the size, right? The size of these dies are awesome. So let's do the things. Have to Blair Witch you. Don't have the good camera set up because the streaming platform that I use, I watched that video back and everybody was like, yeah, it's nice and sharp. You have to admit, it's not as sharp as this video. It's not as sharp as this one. So I'm like, okay, no bueno. That doesn't work for me. So with your color palette, when we do these circles, the idea is we're going to paint. Look at, that's a circle. We're going to paint a circle of water. We're going to drip paint in. We're going to do another circle that touches in another color. And we want that first wet circle, the pigment, to wick. These are going to be, I was going to put bleeding watercolor, but I didn't know if that would be like bleeding would not work well on YouTube. So I said watercolor flow is the technique. It's going to flow into the next one. We're going to let that dry. And then we're going, or I'm going to cheat and probably use my heat gun. We're going to do a little art marking. We're going to do the technique maybe while that's drying for that background paper. And then we're going to make the things. It's going to be fun tonight. This really can be a quicker one. So I feel now like everybody who wants to be here is going to be here is here. I'm going to flip the camera. So one moment while I let you look up my nose for a sec. Oh yeah, and here's from last week. Actually turned out nice. Look, journaling and everything is on it because I wasn't lying. Photos are going on every layout I do with you guys on Friday Night Lives. And then they're going in an album. So I really love it. It turned out, remember I was struggling, but I like how I layered my title. I have a really nice visual triangle going on with the purple. See, your eye flows around the page. Remember, it kind of sucked last week. This page didn't look so great. Really love how it turned out now. So it's why we don't quit. And I love that you get to watch that live. You get to see me struggle while we're doing it. So it's like some days it's not peachy awesomeness in the Vicki Boutin world. Sometimes it's not peachy awesomeness. It's like, what are we going to get? And that's what I ended up getting. The card I just didn't glue down, and I still have to put a sentiment on the week before's card. So watch, I'll post those, and I'll post the layouts I've completed so far this year on my artist page, Vicki Boutin artist page on Facebook, and on our private group. If you haven't joined, make sure you do on Facebook, the Vicki Boutin Creative Community group page. And don't forget, thumbs up the video. Okay, let's flip it. And then I can grab the stuff I need without you looking at me being a hot mess. So like I said, the streaming platform is awesome. I just have to do a little work to figure out how to get my quality. That's what I'm trying to say. Quality to turn out better. Because right now, it's not good enough. Okay, just a sec. Going not hang up. Boop. Okay, 1 second. Sorry. Like I said, you're just a girl in her basement. So this girl in her basement's jiggling you around a bit. But it looks good. Yay. So, you know, the volume isn't going to be awesome with the mic because I couldn't plug it in. The struggle is real. Right, friends? The struggle sometimes is real. And like I said, I'm just happy to be here tonight. Because it was one of those ones I said to Rich, I don't know. I might not go live tonight because I'm kind of a hot mess, but I'm here. Thank you, Heidi. It's real, right? I don't try to make it like it's just the highlight reel. I'm not crying while I craft with you, so that's a good thing, right? Not crying while I craft. Okay, so I still want it to maybe match Discover and Create because I might use some elements from that. So I have my water ready. I have my paintbrush under all of this stuff, my paper towels. Okay, I don't need my paper trimmer yet. So let's move that away. Yay. Right, Paula? Because I struggled last week. I was like, I don't think this looks so great. And I went, just going to leave it. My streaming camera is my phone. And you know what, Michelle? I can't even wrap my head around it right now. Vicki is a little bit overwhelmed right now. This year was going to be one that, right, everything with intention, and I wasn't going to bite off more than I can chew. But not everybody gets the memo, right? And so I have a lot of people depending on me to do things, right? And the lists are sometimes very excessively long. And that was the week. Do you guys ever have a week like that where you're like, I don't have anything left to give? I can say this week, I don't have anything left to give. But I'm always glad to show up here and do these things. And then, you know, I think what's tough too is people forget, especially when you're doing stuff, you know what I mean? Just trying to be kind and doing the things that for some people, they forget that what they ask for might be a little bit too much, right? So it just was a week. It's just a week, right? So when I paint, my idea for the design today, because I want to do two 5 by 4 inch photos right here, and I feel like the title is going to go, because everything's big, 2 big photos and then a big title. So I'm not really messing around. It's going to be 3 focal points on this page, 2 photos. My circles I'm going to paint right in here in the upper right, and they're going to kind of drip down because I don't really want to cover it with a lot. Maybe just a couple of embellishments in yet and stuff, right? So it's going to be good. I often have to walk away from what I'm in the process of making and revisit it later on, 100%. Sometimes like you're like, this thing I'm making I'm not loving, and come away, leave it, come back to it, and you often come back with a kind of a whole different outlook when you started, right? And hello, Yessie, how are you? Hi, Susie Q. So we know these leaves are for my card. Remember, I didn't glue it down, and there's just here. Hi, Serenity. Hello, Pamela, how are you? Your list keeps on giving, Vicki. Oh, I keep on it. My list needs to be shortened. Some of the things I agree to, I keep saying that I need to cut back. And I'm really going to learn the word no a little bit more, right? Good evening. How are you? Never no to some things, but more no's to some of the things, right? Hi, Jennifer. How are you? When I come back, I usually impress with what I've created. Yeah, you just come back with a different attitude, right? Like sometimes when I'm struggling with what I'm making, I need to leave and come back with a whole different attitude. Maybe that's what I need to go out in the hall and change my attitude and come back in. But really, it is, I'm a sharer. I'll share the things, and it's been a week, right? The card I'm going to make tonight is it A2? Is A2 the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2? I think that's A2 size. So I already put it somewhere. I got the base ready. And I'm going to, I like with my mixed media to not paint it directly on the card, especially when it's wet. So I'm going to cut a little mat for this, which I think I want to double mat it. So what base should I do then for this? 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. Does that sound good? Because let's prep it, and I'm going to prep 2 of them. Thank you, Rebecca. I love you guys too. Are we talking about the cruise? Oh, I can't even think about that. So, friends, I order product, and remembering I'm in Canada, so it takes for freaking ever to get here. So I was really excited because I had a big order arrive on Thursday, and not one thing that came in it was everything I needed to complete any of the cruise kits. So another order's supposed to come on Monday and on Thursday. So that will mean both of them if you're coming on the mixed media cruise. The mixed media cruise, then that stuff, I need to get the paper crafting one out first because we need to prep. That makes sense, right? So I just did 3 3/4. So if I want to do a tiny little mat underneath it, I can. And because then this is 5 1/2, I'm going to do that. What should I be doing that? 5? 5, right? When will the 10-page layouts go on the website? Emily, as soon as I work my way through all the cruise stuff that has to go out. Next weekend is Discover and Create weekend. So if I have the energy, I'll come on Thursday. I'll do a live, an impromptu live. But yeah, that was perfect. So 3 3/4 by 5 is what I did. Because I want to do another mat. So I did 3 3. It works, right? 3 3/4 by 5, and then I can do a really thin mat behind it. So I'm going to cut 2 just so I have like a backup. So I'm trying to be, look at, all prepped and prepared. So thank you. So I do airbrush the tips. And then they put this new, what do you call this? Iridescent powder. It's just a little powder on there and put the cover. They need to get redone, but I didn't have the time this week. The new stamps and dies in Discover and Create. I love that. So every one of my collections will have a stamp set with no dies for price point. And then they'll have a stamp with dies. Wait till you see the ones I did for my Christmas collection that's coming out in like 5 minutes. And then I believe my spring release has them as well. So thank you, Lee. I love them too. Okay. So Vicki needs to get caught up. Are we all on the same page if you're doing this along with me? So these are going to be my bases when we go to do a version of this for a card. Because I know some of you guys out there, card makers, you're not scrapbookers. So remember, I watched Kathy Z this week and thoroughly enjoyed that. And a lot of my VBoo crew were there enjoying Kathy's live. And I'm excited because now I feel I can play with the card makers. Can't wait to see what I've curated. Yes, and I owe you emails, Michelle. It just, like I said, it's been a week. And I need about 5 Vickies. One Vicki isn't cutting it lately. Question. Oh, I answered the question already, Emily. And just so you know, like the girls were doing the paper today for the masculine. I don't know what I'm going to name that 10 plus Cedar House. It's masculine, but it also could be if you want an elegant layouts for ladies, like female or anything. You could really put anything on it. But think of it as that it's very neutral. It's almost, Natalie's going to love it. Everything is black, brown, with pops of turquoise, mint, and yellow. That's the color palette. And green. That's the entire color palette for that. But it's predominantly black and all the rest of it. The True Colors, and I believe it's by Kelly Bangs, is like freaking mind-blowing. I need to message her. That is so up my alley. It's a lot of art supply inspired, like crayons and paintbrushes, but the pink is almost neon. It's freaking, I feel like we need to play with neon on it because I really love it. So both of them are going to be gorgeous. Both going to be gorgeous. I think you guys are going to love it. So are we ready? My palette, so far what I have out, and I'll grab a couple more colors. I have Mustard Seed, I have Shabby Shutters. I think I'm going to put a little gray on here too, a little Weathered Wood. I have Wild Honey. And then I can do my title in blue or something, right? Yeah, it's by Kelly Bangs. It's absolutely stunning. It's stunning. Both of those are going to be amazing. It's like a sequel to Flea Market, but even, I don't know. It's like the Skipper. Flea Market is the Barbie because that one was a little bit more mature. And True Colors is like freaking, I don't know, Barbie at Studio 54. I don't know. It's freaking awesome. I really love it. So I can't wait to work with that. Both of them, I am beyond inspired. I'm going to be able to whip out those 10 plus layouts in like no time flat. Plus on top of it, I was working on my Texas stuff too, right? Because I have that event coming up, and then got an email for a bunch of stuff that I have to do for She Loves Color, all at the same time. And then something is happening in March. So be ready for that. Something is happening in March that I think you guys are going to be freaking excited over. Okay, let's pick one more color to go with these. So this is our color palette with, just had here. This is the color palette, remember, for Discover and Create. Oh my good Lord. So maybe saltwater taffy. Maybe I'll pull some of that in there. Yeah, I like that. That might really be fun. A little bit of pink in there. I think that's it. That's going to be my palette. Some saltwater taffy. And then we might do the title in maybe prize ribbon and speckled egg for heavy, high contrast. What do we think, right? Hi, Jill. How are you? Question. What are the large blue alphabets you are using tonight for the title? They are the We Are Memory Keepers. I think it's like sans serif dies. And they are in my, they should be, because I have them, on sale on VickiBoutin.com because it's something I'm going to be using a lot, right? But something very exciting is coming in March. So as soon as I can share that with you, I will. But it's been a long, long time in coming. That's what I have to say about that. So let's find that prize ribbon. And saltwater taffy. And speckled egg. Okay. So this is going to be when we go to do the crumpled watercolor. Question. Do you already have photos in mind for this page? I went on a cruise for New Year's, so I am going to put vacation photos on here. I would have had them printed because, Adriana, I was trying to be, right? I'm trying to be ahead of the game, but tonight it wasn't working. So I just know that it's going to be something from the cruise ship. But again, remember, this layout is going to be a good balance of white space with the art that we're making. We're going to be kind of doing layered mixed media with watercolor. And then 2 large photos and a big title. This is not going to be something I do a lot of embellishing on. Like, I'm going to really try that, maybe matte the photos, maybe some little enamel dots with the circles, and maybe something layered with the title. But it's going to be very minimalistic, heavy mixed media. So I feel like you do not have to have any discover and create. So your palette could be anything you want it to be. Anything you want it to be. Okay? And then, do you want me to use Oxide tonight as well? Would you like me to play with a little bit of Oxide? I said I was going to, so I probably should do what I say. Okay, let's grab these beauties. We need saltwater taffy. Hopefully I can find it. I just ordered all the minis and the containers to put them in, so that, of course, I don't have it in here because that would make sense. Why would it be here? You've put it somewhere else, Vicki. Where would that be? Oh, it's right here. Right here. So I'll do those 2. And what other Oxide? Maybe mustard seed. Is it here? Yes. So those, I think, are the 2. And maybe wild honey. Maybe that. Let's just grab them all. What are you doing here, Vicki? We'll just grab them all. And then we can decide. So I just need weathered wood. Just a little bit of weathered wood. It's on my other thing. You know what is influencing my color choices, Adriana? Is Discover and Create. It's a Discover and Create palette, which, sorry, I'm turned around while I'm putting this away so I don't drop them all on the floor. Which I have to say, oops. I'm very happy that I had that because it gives me a good stepping stone for tonight. Remember, because I told you my brain is just mushy. So at least having that color palette to choose from just made it easy. You can use whatever you want. What minis? All the mini distress inks. I ordered all the sets. And then I'm going to put them in the tin. So when I'm at my other space working and doing videos, I still have a whole set of distress ink. So I ordered like, I think $4,000 from Ranger this week. So stuff for the art exploration cruise. You guys are going to get a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to be awesome. I'm grabbing a plastic sheet that I can use for my palette. Okay. So uno momento. And here's funny. There are definitely dies in the next release, because I'm looking at, I have a sneak peek right behind me that you guys probably did not know. Okay, where are you, plastic sheet that I just had last week? I'm telling you, it's just going to be one of those days. I should stop fighting it. And if you stick around, thank you. If you find this annoying tonight because I'm all over the place, I don't blame you. So let's just use this. This will work. Just a piece of plastic. Cherie, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I can check it out and I'll find the cheapest, because you see the box, it probably weighs, I don't know, it's heavier because they're all dyes. I could put it in a foam envelope, and you might even get cheaper insurance if you look into it to send me the weigh bill. So we can talk. Just get in touch with me. You know, I'll do whatever I can to help. So let's get started. I am so sorry. I'm going to paint circles tonight. So you need a round brush. This is going to be my palette. I like to always have a sheet of, or some paper towels, because you want something that you can remove some of your excess water, right? So let's do the things. On the minis, did you have to re-ink them, or were they wet enough first time use? Mine were pretty dry that I got from a box store. I'll let you know, Michelle, because I haven't opened any of them. I just organized it and I bought all the tins. I bought all the tins because tomorrow Tim's talking about the watercolor pencils, the distress watercolor pencils, which guess what, when the month of March is going to be? Mixed Media March. And I'm going to do probably some weeks 2 lives talking. I'm going to bring back the art crayons, and I have tons of the neutral and warm that I'm going to put on sale and put them up in my shop. I'm going to use all of the old Vicki Boutin mixed media, some of the new, and then I'm going to use a lot of Ranger. And then I'm going to do one of the months is going to be a full Ranger month, and I'm going to use a whole bunch of different products from Ranger. So that's all coming. It's all coming, right? Let's do it. Okay, I'm going to start with saltwater taffy in regular distress. And I'm just creating my watercolor palette just by putting some ink down, okay? So for this one, just so you can see it, let's make some watercolor. The more water that you add, the lighter your circle's going to be. The less water, more pigment, the darker it's going to be, okay? And this is a wet technique. You really want to be doing wet circles. You're going to paint your second circle just touching so some of that color will wick in, okay? So I usually will do wet on wet. You know what I mean? Like I will put water down and float the ink. But just so you can see my first circle, I'm going to go in there with pigment and water. Okay, so that's going to be my first circle. And that was using some saltwater taffy. I'm going to go in with mustard seed. And I'm going to put that right beside now. I'm going to start my circle. Okay. And we'll see how wet this is. And we are going to attach that circle into this one. And then I might put a little bit more on here, and let's see if it wicks in. Do you see it floating in there into that mustard seed? And we can touch some in there too. Ooh, you really can see it. I'll hold that up. Start to wick in to the tethered rose. Okay. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to do a wet circle now. A bigger one. It's going to be pretty large circle. You can't really see it. You just kind of have to hope that there's water in there. You can fill it in with some pigment. Let's go in there with some weathered wood. Ooh, Ooh, that's Oxide. I don't want to start with Oxide. Oxide won't make, when the two colors won't make a new color, okay? So that's Oxide. I want to go in with the see, just floating some pigment into my circle. Oh, I love that. Not going to mess with that. I'm going to kind of just let it do its thing. Okay. And then maybe a Shabby Shutters one. I've run out of space, so I'm going right on my craft mat. Oh, I did it again. Vicki is a mess tonight. Just kind of go with it. That is Shabby Shutters now. So we're going to paint a circle. It's actually already touching into the weathered wood. And let's float now some Shabby Shutters on here. So really this is one of those, just float a little bit more pigment to darken your color. You are not making necessarily a Picasso right now, okay? I'm gonna put some little polka dots, look at, and now leave that alone. Just leave it alone, let it do its thing, okay? But you do have to kind of maybe a half circle up here, half circle. Ooh, did you see that? Because that water just touched the mustard seed. Let's just float some wild honey in there. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna just go for it. I put Oxide down again. See that? Look at the difference with Oxide. Do you see? Because it's a combo ink, right? So now look at, that's gonna give you like lots of pigment. So we'll just kind of float that in and leave it alone. You could tap some in here as well. Just kind of play. Can you guys see this okay? I'll move the camera down. Is that okay, or do you want me to bring the camera closer? Let me know. Just make that water move around a little bit, right? I want that one a little bit bigger. You could tape your base down too, if it really starts to buckle. Is that better? So let's go with some little circles, maybe a little one here. So before it touches, what color have I used? Any of them? Wild honey? So now that's Wild Honey Oxide. Look what happens with Wild Honey Distress. Do you see the difference? So when people are like, why do you use one as opposed to the other? I'm like, because it's just, they're totally different inks. So let's just go in there, start floating them. Like when your paper starts to buckle a little bit, your pigment will move a little differently. But we can go in and put details on some of these circles later, too. So I'll just make that a little bit more circular. Take some of the water out. Just get your pigment down, right? And is anybody out there using watercolor paper tonight? Where did the polka dot go that you made? What are you talking about, Paula? What are you talking about? I want some saltwater taffy. Let's do another one here. Float some water in there. Float some pigment. Let's float some oxide in that one and see how that works. You're using watercolor paper or watercolors. So you know with watercolor, you're gonna get like a way more vibrant effect than you will with distress ink, just because the nature of the paint. So I'm floating a little bit of oxide in there. So it will give me a little bit more opacity, but look at that yellow blending in there. Love it. Just paint. That's full on oxide, okay? Full on oxide ink. I don't like full on oxide. I'm going to tell you, just it's not going to give you the opacity. It's way too opaque. So it's not going to give you the same look as using regular distress. I would rather do regular distress and float the oxide in. And if it is pooling at the top because your paper is buckling, even just bring it in. The only thing when you do that, it's going to change some of those floaty colors. So maybe fix it a little. And watercolor paper, it's going to flow more than it will on this one. I'm going to pick up some of this. See, I can come in and layer again. But some of that extra water that's just kind of pooling, I'm just going to pick some of that up. So let's go in here a little bit more. Just paint. Remembering I'm just kind of making a little bit, I'll put a couple little ones over here, but it's just going to float down. So I would like to do another, I think, green one here with the shabby shutters. Yeah, I don't care. I know, and I don't know if it's a popular opinion. Hi Mo, how are you? Been loving the art you've been sharing. It's a popular opinion, but I'm not, like, oxides would be my second favorite. I will always tend for wet technique to lean towards the distress ink first. I would lean to distress first. Force that to do what I want it to do. We can go back in and tap more pigment. And then we can also, when they dry, put a little bit more detail, second layer of pigment in there. Any questions as we're going here, friends? I just want it to bleed in there a little bit. They are 100% more transparent. And even with your distress crayons, they're not going to do this technique the same, because it is a solid medium, right? It's not a water medium. It becomes watercolory when you add your water to it, but just different, right? Just different. I think that if you have invested in them, it will definitely be worth your while to watch what Tim has to show you tomorrow with the pencils, right? Hello, Heidi. How are you? No questions. Mesmerized watching. So, and don't forget this first layer. I'm going to come back in and I am going to add some more detail, but I don't want this, isn't meant to be. We'll do this again another time on watercolor paper too, just to see what kind of effect do we get with a different paper. So I'm pulling some of that, but I think I'm going to put some of that gray up there, which the gray in the mustard seed is making a really interesting green. Right? And then just take out, right? If your medium is too wet, you can lift it a little bit. Like that's very wet here. And I can't really do the next layer when it's all pooled like that. So let's go back in and add detail. So just paint. I'm going back in with a little bit more yellow and play up that yellow around this. Maybe clean this up. Taking the oxides off, friends. I'll put a little bit in there, but I'm going to try to be there tomorrow. Because I always like I said, I always love to watch Tim's videos, like his walkthrough, because our art doesn't look the same, but he is such an amazing educator when it comes to the best ways to use his products. So I always say, if you're making the investment in those products, it is completely worth your while to pull in that gray in there a little bit, to take the time to watch the video, his lives, even if you can't watch it live, watch it after the fact, because you learn so much, right? So you invested in the product, watching his videos will help you now know what to do with it. Let's go in with some wild honey. That's my thought anyway, right? I just think that it is definitely worth adding the time to maximize your investment. So just floating some of that wild honey in there. I feel like we need a little bit more wild honey. Let's do a little one up here. Like a little circle now, maybe. Because who knows what I'm going to cover with my photos too, right? I'm going to beef this one up. See, when they start to dry, take some of that out, take some of that out, and go back in. With a little bit drier brush, add some detail. And I feel like a little bit more, but I'm not going to do much more. I feel this technique does not require it. I'll do some smaller circles. It is just different. It's a little bit different palette, right? So now I need to, sometimes you got to stop, look at your art, and then decide, are you missing a color? Are you missing a size? I'm going to go in. Oops, I keep thinking that's my paper towel over there, but it is not. Some more mustard seed. I want to beef the pigment up in that. I want some more of the, take some of that out. Some more of the saltwater taffy. Hi Diana, how are you? I build layers with distress and stamp with oxides. 100% agree. Same, right? Oh, I missed that. Somebody lost somebody. Sorry, I didn't see it, so I apologize. I don't know if that is a current comment. Sometimes you guys are talking about things, and because my head's down, I don't necessarily see it all. So whatever I missed, sorry if you're going through some tough times. That is very rough, right? Let's do like just a random pinky one here. A little one. I'm going to do a couple small down here. Hi, Kari. I don't know if I said hi to you tonight, my friend. How are you doing? I will be seeing so many of my friends on our upcoming cruise. I'm excited to see some of you guys for the Discover and Create weekend too. That's going to be a lot of fun. Do I have regular Oxide? Hi, Ada. How are you? Hola. Aida? Excited for the cruise soon. I'm excited too. Just a little stressed with the getting the kits out part, right? Because you guys know, if you've been around for a long time, like sometimes I'm at the mercy of the shipping, the packing, the orders. I know reflects poorly on me, but I'm like, it's not much I can do. It's, if I don't have it, I don't have it. And then, oh, just hope everything ships. No issues. Let's go in with a little Oxide, friends. Just a little bit now. Let's see what happens when I'm going to put a little bit of water, not too wet, back on there. You don't want to overwork some of this stuff. And then let's float a little bit. Oh, look at little detail in there, right? But you got to watch, because this can be almost a dry brush technique. So you got to watch you put enough water down in, because these really are more like I was going in and doing detail with gouache. It's not, see, I'm making the executive decision. I'm not really using the oxides, friends. They're not really good for watercolor, okay? They are like a gouache. So if I want to build depth, I'm better off to go in with a translucent layer on top, like this, than with a opaque layer like you would get with your oxides. So I'm just going to put some detail in some of these. I definitely need some more shabby shutters. I think that's Oxide. I can't cut a straight line or a circle. Diana, it doesn't have to be a circle, right? Did you start with oxides? I did not really use oxides at all. I've made the because listen, okay, this is the important part. Oxides are more opaque. The distress inks are more translucent. If you go in with an opaque layer, it is no longer really a watercolor. You are getting more of a gouache effect. And for some of you, you're going to be like, that doesn't really mean anything to me, because I never painted with gouache. But gouache is a semi-transparent watercolor. So if I want to have a layer that is opaque, when I'm watercoloring, I would add gouache. Does that make any kind of sense? So now when I'm saying, like, we'll use Oxide, and as a creative, sometimes you come back and go, okay, that really wasn't the best plan of action. See, and my circles are not perfect. They're kind of blobby. Because now when I'm going in with the second layer, it's kind of a wet on dry. So you're going to get harder lines. And I know I'm almost done. I want to beef up some of the green, though, in the shabby shutters. Yeah, I like oxides for dry technique. I am not really an oxide user wet, because oxides totally change their kind of color profile when you add water, because the two pigments that make up, or the two colors, when I say pigment, I mean the color, not pigment ink and dye ink, separate, and you will have, like, it will become completely yellow, and you're like, where'd that color come from when I was doing a green? So I have to say, play with it. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying it's up to you, right? Use what you want. I'm going to put a little bit more green, and I'm going to dry this, and we're going to art mark on top, because I'm really loving this, right? I'm really loving it. Gouache is Gouache, I believe. Maybe there's an S in there. I don't think that. So Gouache. It's a French word, gouache. Gouache is a semi-transparent watercolor paint. So when you use it, it is not translucent or see-through. It has more oomph. So a lot of artists will use it with their watercolor. It's just a whole different look. So I am finding I'm losing some of my green here with these shabby shutters, is pulling a lot more yellow and gray. So I am just trying to beef that up a little bit. So do you see what we've got? We've got these circles that kind of bled in. I'm going to put a little bit where it's dried. We can put kind of a little polka dotty business going on. It's not wet, so it's not going to really work, but you don't want it to be too wet. Let me go in with a polka dotty. Oddie, oddie, oddie. Put some little polka dots of color in there. That we can also play with when we go to do our, so you'll get those hard wicked lines when you start painting wet on dry. And you don't have a lot of forgiveness. The foundations paper will work nicely with water, but you're not going to have the same effect as you would with watercolor. Okay. I feel like it's a good pigment. Like, the pigment has been nice on here. Sometimes you just got to know when to stop. And I feel like I'm looking at the screen. Maybe one more of the pink up here in a little one. And I'm going to walk away from this now. How are you guys doing out there? Anybody playing along tonight? Now, I know somebody said they were, and they were using their watercolor. What watercolor set are you using? Because I have watercolors. I have the pan watercolors. I have the bottles of, like, the wet watercolor. I don't tend to pull them out because I don't want you to feel you need to spend $75 on a set of watercolors. Now, don't forget, I went to school for fine art and graphic design. I have lots of art materials. Like, when I use my gouache, my mediums, I can pull from the tons that I have behind me. But knowing not everybody is going to have invested in a set of $75 or $100 pastels or watercolor sets, right? I find if you really start enjoying the watercolor, I would say definitely worth invest the money in it. You can't go wrong. The better quality your mediums, the pigments are richer. The binding material they use in the watercolors are really awesome. So it's not a bad investment. Good quality brushes and art material are art mediums are always worth it. Maybe another green somewhere, like in here. Okay, and now step away, Vicki. Okay, we're going to dry this. And that's my bottom layer. And now I can go and add some more. I'm using Phoenix watercolors from Amazon. Very nice. Question. Were you going to put any of the metallics on there? Yes, sorry, totally forgot about it. Let's do it. I should have been floating them in while it was wet, but let's see. See how it's going to work. Not much. Just going to be a little bit of an accent. Totally forgot. Thank you. I was just doing my thing. Not paying any attention because we already covered that. Doing the best I can tonight. So thank you. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? But I know I'm done with all of that. Because sometimes we could be here for hours and hours because when I'm making art, really, there's no time. I am not aware at all half the time. And it's like, okay, Vicki, now it's 3 a.m. and you're still sitting here doing the same thing. Not smart. So if I'm going to use a metallic in here, I'm going to go in with the copper. But now everything's dry, so it's going to create hard lines. So you want to add water and get this pigment softened because these are pans, right? So it's not flowing. Now it is. So if you're like, oh, we can do it on the card too. So the coppery gold here is what this looks like that. And then it's going to have like a copper metallic in it. We could also go in, if you want something very subtle, we could go in with just the iridescent. And then all that's going to do is when the light hits it differently, you're going to have that iridescent. Let's see what happens if I mix the copper and the iridescent. What color will we? Ooh, I like that. That softens it a little bit. So now I just have that, ooh, coppery iridescent. So I'm going to make the watercolor off the side. Okay. So I'm going to put some water on here. I'm going to use a little bit of the copper. Oh, so pretty. Just swimming beautifully in there. We could also use this as more of a detail. We could put polka dots and stuff on here. So see what that iridescent is going to do is just take that copper down a bit. Just watching, came down with a nasty sinus infection, vertigo. Oh my goodness. Take your antibiotics, get lots of rest, drink water, get that stuff out of your system. Hope you feel better, my friend. So I am going to only put this copper on, I think, the yellow ones. So let's do, instead of loading a wet brush, let's put some water on that and float the pigment in. Too wet. Could also put it in the pinks, right? It's very pretty. It's very pretty. Let's go what happens when I just put it. I have some buckle in this paper, right? So the pigment is going to flow where the little hills and valleys are. Put some up in this one. Like I said, if we have to do this technique again, revisit this with watercolor paper, because you're going to have, it's going to stay open or wet longer, and we are going to have a whole different effect because it kind of soaked into the paper pretty quick. So we're not getting that kind of bleedy, watery color effect I would have liked. It's a little different, okay? But we'll just go with it. And I feel like it's time to say we're good and start doing the art marking. So I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to have really harsh lines there if I leave that like that. Okay. And it did bleed into that one. Just do that. Pick up a little bit of the pigment. And then you don't have just big blob. There. So I'm going to let this dry. We're going to do that, what are we going to do? The crumpled paper in the blues for my title. And then I'm going to dry this with the heat gun a little, and I'm going to put it through my Mink because I want this paper flatter when I go to draw on it. Okay, set it aside. This is going to be some funky cold Medina. I'm going to get another craft mat because we're going to put a lot of pigment and water on this. Funky cold Medina. I love it. I love it. Oh, I didn't do my card, did I, Paula? So watch, this is going to be smaller scale. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to go in for sure with mustards, not oxides. Get rid of the oxides, Vicki. All those silver guys got to go because we flipped the script. I don't like them wet. So I'm going to go in with wild honey. I'm going to go in with mustard seed. Let's see, this is my second chance. Smaller scale, stay wet longer. Oh, yeah, weathered wood. And some, yeah, that's my palette. Here's the other thing. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. No, I don't want to. I was going to tape it down, but I'll tell you why I'm not going to tape it down. Not going to tape it down because then I'll have an edge where my circles are. So let's go in with this guy and float some mustard seed in there. So I'm going to work fast. Floating some mustard seed in there. Let's go in with another clean circle. And float some of the tattered rose, saltwater taffy. Let's go down here and do a big circle, and let's put in some weathered wood. Look at that flow in there. Ooh, touch it in to that wet, because now we're really getting those flowing circles. Got to move faster. Okay, got to move faster. And do another one here. What color didn't we use? Touch it. let's see, let's make them touch. Oh yeah, bleeding in there. I would like to make that more of a circle. I got a little crazy up there. Okay. And a little one off the side here. Keep thinking that's my paper towel. One here. And salt water. A little one here. And that's not going to work. Float that in, let them bleed into each other. You can put your detail in when you art mark. And then let's float our metallics in there. I will put this up near the camera because I'm sure you're like, I can't see anything. I'm just put clean water there. I'm not even going to put pigment in there because it just it's wicking, like pulling it in from the one beside it. And I'm kind of digging that. I would like to make this peach circle, pinky circle from the saltwater taffy a little bigger. Scale wise, let's get in there. Okay. Now let's play with some metallics. Again, on foundations paper, you're going to get a little bit different effect than you would on watercolor. Floating some copper in there. Ooh, wow. Okay, we're just going to let it do its thing. So see how we got a lot of bleeding. The pigment really bleeding in and wicking into those colors. Now we're just going to leave it alone. Well, I'm a liar. I have to put a little bit more of this. I want a little pink, more pink in there. So the little bit of saltwater taffy. Who doesn't love a little bite of saltwater taffy? Oh, I think the athlete's home. He was away. I've been without a husband all week. He was in, do you guys remember where he said last week he was going? I think he was in Calgary. I think that's where he was. You're like, he's your husband. Shouldn't you remember where he went? Probably. I probably should, but I don't remember. We talked. I think that's where he was. That was funny. Do you guys remember where he told you he was last week? I love this. I'm just throwing some of that gray in. This is a little dirtier than what I normally do, but I'm digging it. I'm loving the wicking. Looks like little planets, right? Yes, this is definitely channeling your mixed media tonight, right? I said that it was going to be very, I'm cleaning that one up. Okay, leave it alone. Walk away, Vicki. But really love that. Really love that. Okay? Leaving it alone. I like the balance of white space and art. I'm a liar, though. See that over there? Hi, Deb. How are you? Yeah, we are doing some watercolor tonight. I just want, because my card's dirty over there, to put a little gray one over here. So I was a liar when I said it was done. And too much water, not enough pigment. Let's throw a little copper. Nope, can't. Let's just get more gray. Mr. Athlete's home. He said he was going to tennis, and he told Riley, and then I'm coming home and going to bed because he couldn't sleep for some reason, he said last night. And then I laugh. He came home and he goes, hey, no one told me that it was summer already because it's, I guess, was so warm here. I don't know. I didn't leave the house today. Remember, writing instructions. Talked to Greta on the phone. I don't know if she's here anymore. She might have went to bed. Let's put one more little one up here. Little peach. Not enough pigment. Okay, walk away. Walk away, Vicki. I said you were going to. But I like that. I actually am not sad I did that. I am digging it. Sometimes it's small because this is a little bit bigger brush for the scale. But I'm loving it. Okay. That does look like little planets, right? Yay! Hi, Robin. How are you? Let's do what I said I was coming to do. So we're going to do crinkled paper technique. So the more, you got to watch, because how dark is the ink you're going to use for this one? We really could tie a little bit of, what is the gray? I just forgot. Weathered wood in here too if we want. So you can do a few things. Because this paper is porous, if you go on and put straight ink on this and then wet it, you're going to have dark lines. Because this is very porous paper, it is going to really pick up your pigment. So I'm thinking I want to start with a wet medium before I put my ink on. I'm going to wet this. It also means you can crumple it a little bit more, right? Hi, Sonia. I wanted to thank you for sending me what I was missing. Yes, you're welcome. Hi, Athlete. How are you?
I've been better.
Why? Are you hurting? Did you not stretch, Athlete?
I just didn't do too well. I was only the
He's walking hunched over, which is kind of funny. Like,
I was the consolation finalist, which means
you really sucked.
Participation trophy.
Okay, I just put down a little bit of speckled egg. Let's pick it up. Let's see how this goes. See, look how fun! I love it. I don't think that's going to be contrasty enough, though, okay? Here we go. Pick it up. There's like Feel Better Rich.
I'm recovering already. Athletes don't take long.
Hear him? He's recovered already. Athletes don't take long.
But you know what isn't recovered?
What?
My lips.
Your lips. Because it was cold. You were in Calgary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So see, I do listen to him. So what happens, and it happens to me, does this happen to anybody else? When it's cold outside, and if you did not come prepared with good lip chap, what happens, mister?
Yeah.
Your lips fall off. Do you remember when your kids were little and they would lick their lips and have a second set of lips? Well, I have had this too. I had it when Greta was here, where your lips fall off. Yeah, so gotta watch. As the paper gets wetter, right? You don't want it to tear. So watch. Don't be gentle. Gentle. So crumple it a little bit more. Everybody, hello, athlete. So let's see.
I mistakenly let Simon down here. He opened the door.
Okay, let's see what happens now. When I told you that, can I see? It's not going to move on you. It's going to go right in the memory of the paper. So I don't like that. It's too contrasty. Too late it tore. It's okay if it tears. But let's go in here and let's make paint. I like this better wet. Don't like that though. But I'm not quitting. Move it around. Don't do just let it sit and get polka dots on it, Vicki. Oh, I like that. Mine's torn too, so it's all good. Because I'm going to put this now through my mink. Question, is it crinkle paper for the letters? It sure is, Paula. So see what I'm doing now? I'm gonna go in. Really crinkle this up. Oh, that's stuff we could do. Put some more blue. I don't want those beadies, so let's see. Now if I dried this and did this, I would have a whole different effect too, because I'm doing wet on wet right now, right? But I feel like it's enough. It's enough. Okay. So I'm okay. See how that texture's in there? Look at, I'm lying. Look at, let's do that. Your hands might not be clean, so if you have a wedding to go to tomorrow, careful. See, I have tears in there, but it's okay. It's gonna kind of look like denim, isn't it? A little bit acid washed. Well, I do saran wrap all the time. It would be different. You're not, you watch when this is done. That's a different technique. Smooshing, you'll get the smooshing technique, but when we put this now through, I'm going to get it up here and put it through the mink. Be a little different than the smooshing technique. Because if you've been around for a while, you know I do it. We do them all. So I'm just pressing that second color in now. because it's looking very bluish. So I need to fit vacay on here. So when I go to dry this, and I can dry it with this texture, right? I just need to make sure I have enough paper, because I'm going to dry it, I think, all crinkly, but I need to be able to fit vacay. So I need to make sure when I do it. So we're going to cook it. Okay, let's put her through. This is going through too. Look at my hands. I gotta wash them. This is, oh, see the glitter? Very pretty. It's going through too. I don't want to transfer blue on there. You ready? Let's plug in the ink. I feel like I'm done with ink. That rhymed. Let's see what happens. What are we gonna get when we bake this now? You could iron it. Just make sure you don't iron it directly on whatever you're working on. You need to have something that's heat safe underneath, right? Okay. But I do look like somebody ran over, or I'm a Smurf. I'm a Smurf now. So we are going to put it through, bake it a little bit. Love it. But I need to be able to get vacay out of this. I am going to put it through 2 pieces of cardstock, dry cardstock. So I'm going to put it on 2 sheets of cardstock. What's your cat's name? Ernie? Hi, Ernie. Hi, kitty, kitty, kitty. So let's try to pick that up. It's very delicate. Or delicate. Shape it again. See, when the blue is separating, that there's this pink coming out in it. Do you guys notice that? Okay, here we go. Hi, Kristen. Let's plug in the ink. Let's get her hot. So it's no longer Heidi Swap Mink. Now it's just a We Are Mink. So it comes in different colors. It is great for foiling, which you guys got to remind me. I got to do that again. Okay, I'm going to unplug this for a second. Get this going. I'm going to make this very hot. Is that the... We're going 5. We got to wait for that to turn green. We're going to sandwich. Hi, Debbie. How are you? Well, when I'm doing mixed media, like for sure, I want to heat this and flatten this paper out. So let's start with that one. Because I put the metallic on it, I am going to put something on top of that. Let's see what we have in my gel plate drawer. This should work. Just put that on. Just don't want it to transfer on my transfer sheet. Okay, and I'm going to put this through first. It is pretty much similar to a laminating machine. So this will, one of the things you're going to see me do this year is some foil transfer. I like to do it with mediums. I have a couple really cool techniques that we'll be doing. So I've thrown stuff on the floor. I'm just trying not to trip on it. It's going to take a second to heat up. It's going to flatten this out and I can do my art marking on it. And then we're going to see what happens with our little sandwich of making kind of, well, we demolished that piece of paper and it's going to create a whole different texture, right? You're afraid of it, Tammy? Don't be afraid of it. Even if you only use this to flatten your mixed media. Now, if I had used texture paste, you can't do this, because if it's going to melt your acrylics, she's good to go. Ready? So I don't know if I just changed it. Let's make sure it's going to feed. It is. So it's just going to slowly roll this through, and I am going to, with heat, take some of the moisture out of that and flatten my base. So I'm going to do it. I'll do, oh, the card, friends. Look at that. With that copper on there. Very pretty. So, how you guys doing? This literally is waiting for the paint to dry. Anything you're looking forward to on Friday Night Lives? Who out there is joining me for next weekend for Discover and Create? I am aware it's a holiday weekend. I just have to do things when it fits into the calendar. So it's my holiday weekend too, right? That's what I said. I have Monday off. I'll have Monday off. It actually works out well, because if you have the day off, seriously, you have the day off, you can roll into working on your album or your layouts. So maybe it'll be a good thing. Let's see. How flat is that? Can you see it already? That just flattened my page out. Oh, wow, and it really made the metallic pop. But remember how warpy it was when I put it in there? Look at that. So I will put it through one more time. But I want to put the blue through first, because I'm excited. Let's do it. It's going to take a couple. I'm going to put layer really sandwich her so all the moisture goes in there. Let's see. It's going to take a couple, and it's pretty thick. Let's see. Is it going to feed it? I might have to. Oh, it's going. Are you ready? Are you excited? Are you excited? I'm at a 3-day crop next weekend, so I will follow after. We'll have fun at that. I'm joining you from Sydney, Australia. I love Australia. I can't wait to come back to Australia and New Zealand. I really, really, really had a wonderful time. Celebrating your birthday that weekend. You have to remind me, Lisa, because you know my memory is shot, so I won't remember. Our President's Day is on Monday. And here we have, oh, look at what's happening. Here we have Family Day. That's a holiday here in Ontario. I don't know if it's across Canada, but it's Family Day, because we did not have a holiday. And I guess we didn't want to be jealous of our American friends. So we made, I don't know how many years, about maybe 5. How long have we had Family Day? It was not a always thing. But I guess we did not have a long weekend in February, so we just made up something. Yeah, I love it. Ooh, what is that noise? Oh, it's the water. Did you hear that? That was sizzle, like bacon. Let's see. What do we have so far? Oh my goodness, that's even better. Do you see what happened? That's why we sandwiched. I knew ink was going to come out. Okay, we got to keep doing this a couple times to cook it. But I'm not putting it through on that because I freaking love that. That needs to go through on its own. So let's just do this. Did you see what happened there? This might not be dry enough for me to use tonight. I might have to let it dry a little and then bake it again through here, because there's a lot of moisture in that paper, right? But you saw what happened. So this was the extra cardstock that went in there. So now I have 2 opportunities to make beautiful art. I love that. I have all of my kids coming to the Mountain House next weekend, celebrating your 55th birthday, which is Tuesday. So unfortunately, you won't be able to watch live. Well, you have an awesome excuse. Happy birthday, my friend. That is going to be so much fun. Hello, Valerie. voodoo magic is this. So I took a piece of paper and we crumpled it and added ink. And then you'll look like this. So for my friends out there who don't like doing mixed media because you think you're going to get hands dirty, I'm coming over to your house and I'd be like, can I grab an hors d'oeuvre? And you'd be like, oh my goodness, you dirty girl. Go wash your hands. And I'd be like, yeah, it doesn't come off. The athlete ran over it with his bicycle. You love getting your hands dirty? I'm all right with it. I just have to get a really good hair wash, and a lot of times the oil from your scalp will help that come off when you wash your hair. Okay, let's see what happens now for the second run through. Are we getting, it's going through on plastic too, right? So the moisture, but this is, look at it starting to dry. Isn't that going to die cut really beautifully? So I'm going to put it through on some paper towels now, and that's the other one. So not as much pigment, but it looks like it's wrinkled, right? It's not. It's completely flat. It just picked up the ink. So grabbing some paper towels, let's try it now through some paper towels. Here we go. Just a sec. All I'm trying to do, is not fall down, is get the moisture out. Here we go, walking down the street. Get the funniest looks from everyone we meet. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys. And people say we're monkeying around, but we're too busy singing to put anybody down. Taking the moisture out, because it's plastic, right? So when it's going through, it just soaking it all up or getting all stuck in there like leather pants on a hot sunny day. Right? Like Ross, need your talcum powder. Let's do it. See, and then Tone Loc just popped in my head. Let's do it. Let's try that. Let's see. We'll take some more moisture out because it'll be a little bit more absorbent, a little bounty in there. So the art was pretty fast tonight, but now it's taking a little bit longer, right? I'm trying to move this into screen to do the next step. You're running out of steam? Having fun playing along. I added splatters and we'll iron later or you'll miss the live, yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Getting dirty with V-Boo. Yeah, we need that t-shirt. Doing all the things. Hi, Kim. New commercial for Super Bowl. Did you see that? And he's like, we worked together for 10 years. And she's like, really? And then when you walk away, something like 10 years of my life. Oh, I'll be watching because don't forget Post Malone's going to be doing like one of the opening things too. So, and I'm watching because, you know, these people get mad that Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce and that I even know his name is, if it wasn't for Taylor Swift, I wouldn't. I'm going to watch it just because now I'm actually interested for the first time ever in the sports that go along with the awesome concerts, right? Last year I went to watch the Rihanna concert and there was some sports I understand too, right? So, oh my goodness. Look at this paper that we created. But there's so much moisture in it. Let's heat gun it for a second. Let's try to dry it a little and then we'll put it through one more time. But we got to bake it. Got to bake it. I love it. So I'm going to heat it where it's now getting air. We got to shut this off for a second, okay? You're a big Post Malone fan? Me too. After seeing him in concert, I am a huge fan. And he's a decent human, right? I love him. So I'm going to heat this now that it's a little flatter. just want to get some of the moisture out. Don't burn it. Don't start your house on fire. I'll never forget early days using a heat gun, and I did it on the carpet. I think it was back, I would have been using embossing powder, and I melted our carpet. It wasn't my mom's carpet. It was had my kids, my own house, and I was watching the kids, and I was trying to heat emboss some gold embossing powder, and I did it on the carpet. Well, most carpets are, right, plastic. The weave in it is going to be plastic unless it's a wool rug. And I'm going to put the paper towel underneath. I went to see Usher, remember, in Vegas. So he does put on a good show. We'll see if he sings, because he didn't sing a ton when I saw him. So he put the mic more out to the audience. Vicki watching the footballs. Go, go team. Score. My town's high school is the only school in the county to have 2 former players playing, and one you grew up next door to. That's awesome. Carrie, isn't that awesome? What happened to Toby Keith? Did he pass? I have not been watching news. He was sick, wasn't he? And if that's the case, that's very sad. At my first event, I got Donna Danley to paint a canvas apron on the carpet. Oops. Yeah. That would be a bad thing. So I'm just getting some of the moisture out. We put a lot of water in that paper. I want to be able to die cut tonight. Okay? So see my background? Look how flat putting it through. And if I put it through one more time, we'll be good to go. So this is way more delicate now that we destroyed the fibers in this paper, but I think it'll be okay. I'm close. This is close. So we'll put it through one more time, but now it's dry. It's pretty dry. I'm very excited about this. Hey, friends. It's fun, right? But if it's not dry and you go to put it on your layout, you're going to buckle your layout. He had stomach cancer. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. Yeah, I haven't been watching TV or anything. I did not know, or reading anything online. Oh, that's sad. Well, rest in peace, Toby. Just stop speaking tonight. What is wrong with you, Tony? Yeah, nobody wants me doing their eulogy. I'll just say your name wrong. Now, I can tell you, if you wanted this to have a little more stability, you could take a glue stick and you could glue it to another piece of cardstock, which I think I might do, so that when I put it through my die cuts, it doesn't kind of tear and fall apart, because it's going to be a little bit more delicate now. So I'm going to glue gun it onto a sheet of even one of the ones. Well, I'll get a new one. Tony, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with you, Vicki? And then sometimes I'm like, I don't even know where to start. Oops, now I'm dropping stuff. So what I was saying now, right, with this one. So let me turn this on. I want this to go through one more time, because I'm going to art mark it. You know, if you come and play with me, it's never quick. I've got lots to do, lots of things to share. But I do want to art mark. So So I want this to go through one more time. I'm going to put it through while it's still hot. One more time. We can put some art on there. We can glue stick this to this background. And that just will give me a little bit more oomph. A little bit more oomph. I'm going to use a glue stick because it's not going to be as wet and will give me some more adhesion, right? I'm going to embrace the torn paper. I actually like it. So put this on like snot. Okay, you want to be able to see. I don't even know what else you'd call it. That looks like boogers. But you want a thick layer. Okay? And we are going to adhere that to give it some more stability, and it'll make it a little thicker as well, right? But if you don't put it on like snot, it's not going to adhere. We're thinking of you, Sonia. We're thinking of you, my friend. See? Flat. Love it. Okay, let's get rid of the mink. We're done. Oh, the card. Card base. Card base. Don't let your background fall into your snot. So that's going to go on there like this. So any of the areas that we're kind of lifting now are stable. And you can even put a little bit of glue on there. There we go. So now I'm going to use my brayer to add pressure. So we have good adhesion. Oops. Remember I just put the glue gun or glue on the top? Oh, I love this. I'm trying to do two things at once, being conscious of your time with me. Love it. Right? So now two things at once. There is our card. I have crap everywhere. Anybody with me? Love that. Love it. So now, what are we going to see? I am going to now do contained funk. And if you've been here for a while, that means when we put this through the alpha dyes now, you're going to see something majestical happen. So let's clean up. Lots of prayers for Sonia, our friend who is here all the time. Cancer sucks, man. So see how pretty that blue is going to look on there? This is dry, as flat as I'm going to get it right now. Moving stuff. Moving stuff on the floor. What do you want to see first? Do you want to see me die cut the letters? So that if you're like, I'm done for tonight, you get to see something completed. So my title's going to be Okay Vacay. So at least if I do these, you see something completed tonight. Okay, vacate. So we need the A. I need to get my little metal sheet out. Put these all on the metal sheet. And we need a Y. And we need a V. Okay, vacay. Because I'm doing, it's my cruise, right? So this is what these are. We are memory keepers. And now it's we are makers. Revolution sans serif alphabet dies. They are 2-inch tall. So I love that. If you like a bold title and you know out of our mixed media, we like that, right? So let's decide. I really like this kind of torn. So I think I'm going to cut a strip here so that we can get our letters out of this. Okay, Vicki needs a picky tool because stupid fingernails. Yes, it works as well, Erin. That's why I was kind of going with the blue, so I would have my cruise water, but it's also, so I could, do you think I should go this way because it looks more like waves? Maybe. Let's cut it this way. So we know they're 2-inch dies, so I'm going to cut it about that high, like this, and then I have variations of where I can place the letters. Kind of looks like waves, right? Let's see. Are you excited to see what this looks like? I definitely want to gather some of this. I'm going to move these around on here too, so that it's not like in a row. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi. Like that. Because I'll have to go through and do a second A, right? So we need space for that. I love that dark right there. I'm turning them all over anyway. I want that dark line in one, like that. In here, okay? And then I gotta make sure I still have room for my A. What? Ooh, it's the tacky, sticky. I need magnetized fingernails. It's true facts, right? True facts. Let's do it. I'm very excited for the reveal. I don't know if I need the shim or not. We will see. Are you excited for the reveal? Let's make this so I don't have to be a weirdo like I was last week trying to roll it on the... I don't need a shim. I don't think I need a shim. We'll see. I might. Doesn't feel super tight. Go through twice. Sorry, I'm really jiggling the camera. That's totally Blair Witching you. So I want to make sure it cut. Oh, well. Oh my goodness. Please have gone through. Oh my goodness. Guess what? They didn't. I needed the shim. Just so you know. Well, let's put those two through because they're still on there. Because I don't think. I'm going to try to line it up. Because it... Oh, see? I can. it falls right into there. You need the shim. It, because it's so thick, it went right in there. So let's shim that baby. Instead of waiting for it to dry, could you put it in your copier and copy on it another piece of cardstock? I'm not sure, Carolyn. Right? I'm not sure, but I don't agree. So they're on my website. There's a link to everything in the description of this video, Sonia. Right? So just go and follow any of the links and it'll take you right there. Okay. Let's see what happened here. Did any of them cut? I did. But I still need some more pressure. Look. Let's try it one more time. I'm going to thicken my shim, but now it's ruining the reveal. Pretend you didn't see this. Hi, Irene. We were looking for you. Everybody was asking after you, friend. Happy that you woke up and you came to visit. So we're trying it again. So just know it's because the paper's kind of wet still. And it's because it's thick that you need to really have some shim going on here, okay? It should release pretty well with that, but let's get crazy. I'm gonna roll this off camera because I'm shaking the heck out of you. So I'm just gonna do it on the desk behind me, okay? Give me a second. Uno momento. Because it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. I'm doubling up. Doubling up. Okay, I'm rolling it behind. I added another piece of paper for a double shim. I'm standing up, so I had a little bit more pressure, I think. Please cut. Okay. I might have to just use something to help a little bit. You ready? Okay. I'll just have to clean them up a little with scissors because it's still wet. So it's like cutting through paper mache. So before I show you, let's clean it up with some scissors. Just clean the edge. These are beautiful. Clean the edge. Snippy, snippy. There. There's our V. I love it. When this completely dries, they would cut better, right? But it's because it's still wet with the glue. Because it's through, it's just some of them are sticky. And we will cut our other A. I hate that because that makes it kind of anticlimactic. Still be excited about this, okay? Still be excited. Pretend you're still excited. I'm gonna have to cut the center out with a X-Acto. It's because it's still, right? They are still a little damp. So it is not cutting, it's like cutting through wet paper. I love this font too. There's the C. It does look like denim. And it'll be good with the vacation cruise. Okay, so we need one more A. because it's going to be okay, vacay. And I'm going to put pictures from our cruise. But seriously, oh my goodness, trying to show you on my blue hand. Look how pretty those are. Yeah, I'm not going to get it out though. It's the paper still wet. So let me do my other A quick. And I'm going to double up the shim. If you cut these in a straight row, it would be awesome for doing a layered title, right? Where you could use the blue side. This paper is so wet still. Are you oohing a little bit? Smurfette hands, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Okay, let's hope. Please cut right through. Let's see. Oh, that one came right out. Okay, here. Second A, doubled up the shim. Came right out. So just make sure you really shimmy, shimmy. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa puff. Shimmy, shimmy, bop. That one is going to require a X-Acto. Let's see. Try it. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa puff. Shimmy, shimmy, bop. But this is what I was saying. If I didn't wreck it, that would be really cool. But that's, I think it looks like denim, don't you guys? Okay, let's see. Do 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 do. Yay. Okay. It worked. So I would like you to be super excited over my letters. This will dry and I'm going to cut some butterflies or something out of this. Do you like that one, friends? What are our thoughts? Yay or nay? See, so when I put it on here, right? Just made our own alpha. A pretty mixed media alpha that now is contained funk. Okay, vacay. It's gonna be my title. I love it. So now I like these. You could use a circle stamp now and do some art marking. But I would like to go in now and do some art on these. So I have some paint markers. That aren't even open, these ones. Look at, because Vicki just requires like you guys to like tell me, yeah, it doesn't look like cockapoo-poo, Vicki. We like it. Let's make sure it's working. So to get your paint pens working, you just press down so you get the paint flowing. This one is, I have all these to add to my store too. It is bullet shaped PC 3M Posca Uniball paint marker. So I want to go in here and I am going to take this guy and I think I would like to do a circle on it like this. And then I'm going to do some lines like that. So let's do like this. So now it looks like we're bringing the white from the back of that paper up to the front. Okay. So I'm going to do some, I might do, we'll see if I'm going to do any black or if it's all going to be white. I'm not sure yet. So I think on this one, let's go in and just do some lines on it. On that one. And then I can do some black too. On this one, I am going to put some circles. So what the paint pen does is it's opaque. It's very hard to find something that's white that will work on top of mediums. And these paint pens are little acrylic pens, so you can actually add some little designs, right? I'm going to do a second circle around this one. Like that. Okay. Do we want a little bit of black on here as well? What do we think? I'm just going to do lines on this one. Let's look at some black. We'll do some black too. I'm going to go in with the same thickness, okay? This again is the PC3M. I didn't grab one of my gold markers, but gold would be beautiful. I'm taking the plastic off with my teeth, so just a second here. That's me spitting the plastic out now. You don't want it to be poo-poo. Use stamps. You don't have to use, but it's okay if they're a little bit messy. It's meant to be very loose mixed media, right? There we go. You could put gold splatter on at the end because I could just wet that up and use it, right? So let's get this one started because it's brand new. So we just press it down, maybe not on your art. There, right? So it could be like this, right? We could put words in there. I'm going to do, I think on this one, I'm going to do, like make it look like some little rings like that. Okay, on there. What else? Maybe some little just black circles on this one. You could use a pencil too and draw your art first. I want this to kind of look like just a little polka dotty circle on top. What other pattern could we do? Let's do these kind of like little crosshatchies. Stars, like or X's. little X's, right? And now the paint's wet, so just remember to switch it just so you're not putting your arm in there. I'm gonna try to make this more of a circle. And fill that in. I like it. And we'll just tighten up the dots. Okay. Now, the song that's in my head is, "There must be something in the water." Yeah, you could put hearts on. Do you want me to do some little hearts? There must be something in the water. With two heads. Ooh, ooh. That song's what's in my elevator music right now. And watch when you go over the paint pen, should probably be dry before you try to layer on top, because it will start to bead. I want another one of these little circles up here too. Let's do this first. So black, white, black, something in here. We could do the hearts on this one. I'm nervous to do hearts, so I might just stick with the little lines. Let's do sideways lines like this on this one. So I can do it like this, okay? So I'm not putting my hand in there. So Vicki, why paint pen as opposed to a marker? It's way more opaque, right? It's way more opaque. Do you see now that we have a whole layer on here? Question, please repeat the name of the pens. Posca, P-O-S-C-A. They're going to be in my shop soon, Jill. Remember, the month of March is going to be a whole mixed media month. I have a ton of stuff that are going to be in there. I've ordered a whole bunch of Posca, a whole bunch of paint pens. Something exciting is coming in March that I can't tell you. Just be ready for it, guys. Psh, I didn't tell you. Vicki didn't say anything. So remember what I was saying. So you could with a pencil. If you're like, I can't really make that circle perfectly, it's so frustrating. Well, let's punch a circle, trace it with a pencil. Trace it with a pencil. We can use it out of that. We can do that. So I want like another polka dot one. So lightly with a pencil, and then when it completely dries, you would go in and erase the ring, okay? So we're gonna do another one where we do, see, I traced with a pencil, and then let's do another polka dotty one. So then just go and start doing your dots using your pencil ring. Because if your Serenity was nervous about just free-handing, if you want it a little bit more, exact, I am going to break it up a little bit. It does look very much more circle-y, but I can't have it too perfect-y. How do you feel about that, Serenity? Then you could go in, right? And do, oh, I am loving this. The only one I'm not loving is, I shouldn't have done the X's, but let's see if I go and put some little white dots in there. Let's see how Vicki can correct something she doesn't love or make it worse. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to do a white dot in the middle of my X's. All my exes live in Texas. Even just dot it, you get a little bit more in pressing, so more paint is coming down the barrel. I like that a lot better. It almost looks like button tufted. Oops, don't do that anymore, Vicki. So now I gotta commit. I pressed, lots of paint came down the barrel. Now I have to commit to bigger dots. I don't hate that now. I like that better. I like that better. And I might go in and add some white with this one too. Looks like bugs. What looks like bugs? Oh, the little thing. Little spiders. I'm like, what are we talking about? I'm going to add some little dots in with the black. With every other one. It's okay, friends. This isn't meant to be Picasso. Does the art marking freak some of you out? Are some of you not opting to do it because you're scared? It's okay. You don't have to. Right? You don't have to. And then I might even put some little white ones on this because it's so soft that I don't want it all black. So we can do another one too that almost look like leopard dots, because you could do the black and then just put some white in here. Who sings that song? The All My Exes Live in Texas. It is Zentangle idea, right? But I'm totally digging this. Totally digging it. So let's do a little bit more and then we can move on. I feel like you wanted hearts. Where maybe this one? I don't want to put my hand in the wet, so I'm going to try not to. Scared. Normally you would work from the bottom or the top up. Or top down. What am I trying to say? Oh, I like them. They're very subtle though because the background's so light. But we can see them. Right? Just adds a little interest. I'm not loving these, I feel like. Let's make them thicker. I like that better. So you could definitely stamp on here. You could. I have stencils that are art marks, don't I? So you could have put your stencil on here if you are not excited about freehanding the doodles and use your stencil. I like that better. I like it better. We'll do another black circle. Well, let's do one of those circle ones. Oops. Uh-oh. See what just happened? So we have to do some big circles. Don't press with the white one. It's very fluid. And watch, because you will start to tear the paper, because this is just acrylic paint. So be careful. Don't do what Vicki did. I'm trying to just pick some of that paint up. See what I did? See that big blob? I don't hate it, though. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. Dum-dum. Okay, boop. Get that bubble out. Get the bubble out. Sorry, I'm gonna grab a pin. Oh, it popped. Didn't have to. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? You could use a stamp. I have stamps that are art marks because I've created this in stamp form. But I like that. It's very soft and pretty, right? I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know, is it freaking you out a little bit? The art marking? Are you like, ooh, I don't know about that. So I'm going to just do a couple black ones here. Just little dashes on that one. Like that. What else could we do? Maybe one more of the little circles. I'm going to freehand it too. In here. I'm going to look at your comments because I asked you a question, but then I'm making and I haven't looked. Loving it, but a little scary at the same time. Yeah, I keep thinking shishiko stitches. I love that. Yes, like that they do on the jeans and stuff, Kristen. I love that kind of embroidery. But I have stamps and stencils, yes. And what is our mantra? What is this? A piece of paper and your time. So if it doesn't turn out perfectly, it doesn't matter because you could do it again. Okay, let's think one more little thing here. Okay. And I feel like that's enough. I feel like it's enough. We need to dry it a little bit, although you guys laugh that I'll say I think it's enough and then I just keep doing more. But I do now. I think it's enough. My favorite one is look at that white on top of the metallic. We have to erase that. Oh, I love it, friends. I love the softness of this. So now I'm going to do the same thing, right? On the card will end up being the same idea. I might just do all white on this one, right? Ooh, maybe just the lines, look. You guys could do that, right? Look at that. I love it so much. Do lines just on the gray ones. And then what is my favorite one on here? Maybe the polka dots. Look how pretty and soft that is. I absolutely love it. So maybe that's more your jam, right? A little pointillism and some line work. Vicki's focused. I like just the white with that copper. I love it. Yeah, I think it's enough. I don't think I add black on that one. I'm just going to leave it. Okay, so let me see if my heat gun is going to dry this paint that I put away. Here we go. Because I want to show you, give you an idea now. Of what I would do to finish this layout. That's because I spilt the paint on that one, right? So most of it is dry. It's just the big gob one there that I pressed the plunger down. But it's buckling my paper. Beautiful. Send the card to you. I love that. Oh my goodness. So what are my giveaways going to be tonight? I'm going to give the metallic paint set away and a Posca pen. So let me do a quick scroll. I'm scrolling. It is Kristen Bozelli. Kristen, if you're still here, because I know you're sick. Kristen Bozelli, you are the live winner for tonight. And then I will also be picking a winner out of your comments. Okay, oops. Are you still here, Natalie? if you're still here, make sure that you write that down, because you know I'm a dummy. Well, not make sure. Please write that down, because Vicki is not very smart. Where are my letters? So I know that I'm going to have 2 photos. We're going to see if this is going to leave an orange mark or not. It's not. There. I love this. So now I said 2 5x4s. Yay, congrats, Kristen. I don't know if you're still here because you are, I think, sick, right? That was who said she wasn't feeling well. So I'm feeling like my mats are going to be very subtly peachy color. We could do yellow because it is my go-to, right? 2 photo mats. But I think this one I'm going to make smaller. You're still here. Congratulations, my friend. I scrolled and stopped on you. And now just send me a message. This mat is going to be a 4x4 and a 5x4. So I lied. I'm switching it. Okay. So maybe in a quarter. Let's see. I'm going to go yellow. This feels very like Easter-ish. Oh my goodness. I just dragged that through wet ink. I don't know where, but look what I did. Look what I did. I don't even know where that was. So be careful. I didn't wreck my art. I don't know where it was. Do I have a drop of paint somewhere? That's a mystery. Okay, let's get the 5. And now $4 1/4 by $4 1/4. It's on my finger now, but I don't think it was before. But maybe, Irene, it might have been. Okay, so they're going to cover some of the artwork up anyway, but I don't hate it. All right, we'll have some kind of business like this going on. And vacay, I'm going to put foam adhesive on. And to be honest with you, you know what I would love on here? Sewing. I think could be really pretty on here to sew the letters. Oh yeah, the scrap that I tested. Smart. That's where I got it from. I don't know where it is now. But holy Mackinac, I'm a mess. I am a mess. I'm glad you still like me. Okay, so I'm going to put foam adhesive on to pop my letters up. And now they're going to be like I made my own thickers, right? Yeah, I think from the scrap white, I agree. But now it's missing in action. So it could go out with Kristen Bozelli's prize. You'll have my fingerprint, my ID. I love it so much, I can't even tell you. Just don't get it on your art. Be very, very careful. What is that when Elmer Fudd says? There's a wabbit. Be very, very quiet. Are you going to bed, Natalie? From my 8-hour Friday Night Live? I'm going to finish this off screen, but I just want you to see this. So at least you get an idea. So it's going to go like this, right? With a hair in it for my sweater. Oh, good night, Pamela. Good night, my friend. So, and then remember I said I have okay. I thought okay vacay would be fun. So to give you a little peekaboo. Okay vacay. I like it. I like it a lot. So look, it's going to be okay vacay. Because I was like, what can I use okay with? I don't even know. And then I was like, okay vacay. I liked it. Gonna be something like that. Okay, a vacay. But do you see what I'm saying? Like you don't, with some of these, I still want to run this through my Mink again to flatten it out a bit. But totally digging it, Wascally Wabbit. I understand now too, Natalie, after I saw, right? Thank you. There's still a ton of you here tonight. So, well, and I know everybody's in different time zones. For anybody who's in my Eastern time zone, you're like, holy crap. Like my mother will be like, don't call me tonight because I'm in bed. Are you still here, Sheila? She might not even be because I know they went out this afternoon. She might be like, you crazy? You crazy. I like it so much. Ties the black in. I think I will double matte a little bit of blue or gray on these. But, and then the only other thing, all my embellishing is going to go in here. I might add some buttons, a little hearts, like see on here. These little white outline stars and hearts is all that I'm going to do. If you are so inclined and you have a sewing machine, sewing circles in here in white thread for the texture could be beautiful. If I have time, I might sew on this. Or you could hand stitch, right? If you're into that, hand stitching on here could be beautiful. Like when Kristen said, what do you call that type? I know the type of art. I didn't know what the name of it was. When you do the patchwork, do you want funny is my friend, the owner of Doodlebug, Cynthia, her son is really artsy, and he had jeans where he had done that, all the little stitches. Excuse me. You love this page? Saturday, 2 p.m., 30 degrees here in Adelaide. Oh, I'm a little jelly. I'll tell you where it's not that warm is right here. Although Rich came home, it was 12 degrees Celsius, and we are in February. So Rich said, when did it become summer? I love it so much, but I'm going to want to make that C fit in like that. Like I want them to fit like that. Okay, vacay. I love it so much. Shishiko. Sashimi. Isn't that raw fish? Sashimi. It's Saturday afternoon here down under Central Coast. Oh, I would love that. You need to go to the beach. That beach you guys took me to. I want to go to that where the swimming pool is right in the side of the cliff thing. Sashiko. 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 Yeah, I love that. Okay. So, like I said, I know that I love the little dots. I love the little dots. I'll play with this a little bit more. Even could paint some copper in there. You know what I'm saying? Like I could paint some copper in here. Do you know what I'm saying? Might do it right now. You know, of course, now I'm making the arts. If I knew where I put it. Do you see it on my desk? Do you see it? Oh my goodness, I loved it. The weather is a bit weird today. Might rain, might not. Let's see if I ruin the whole thing right now, doing what I want to do here. So I want a pretty thick layer. See, I wouldn't put paint drips on this because I like it to be kind of contained. But I do think it could be fun. This brush might be too thick. Let's see if I can do it. Because this one's really bothering me. So I think if I do this, I'm hoping I can paint over those hearts that I was drawing. And put in a little copper detail that it could be pretty. I like that. Right? So let's do some copper detail elsewhere. I will go over when that layer dries and put some more on top of these hearts. I like that. Where else could we do some copper detail? So you could do this with a paint pen too, right? So there's a little trick. If you don't have a paint pen, you could do it with paint. Let's get it nice and thick, because now we have to add it in a couple of places where it's not going to make sense. So here, here, and up here, I think, if we do it on this gray one. So what can we do now on that one? What do you guys think? I like that copper. I like it a lot, actually. What did I have in my sketchbook? I don't want to get too wild and crazy. Let's do them sideways. I'm going to do dashes, but we'll do them this way. Here we go. What do you think, friends? So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. So I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I wanna really, really, really run to say, ah. I like that. If you want my future, forget my past. If you wanna get with me, you better make it fast. So don't go wasting my precious time. Get your act together and we'll be just fine. Here we go. Okay, Vicki, put the paintbrush down. It's good enough, because I'm still going to put a layer on top, right? I'll still put a layer of embellishment on top. So Like I said, I would like to tie the blue in. So I believe that putting a double matte under my photos will be helpful. So I will find the lighty blue and I will put a tiny little matte under my photos. My title is going to be just kind of floaty over here. I really like this, right? Just going to leave it. I'm really digging that. Fitting it around the OK, vacay. And then a tiny little mat, some photos, and then I'm going to embellish the heck out of this with gems and little 3D things. That's what's going to happen on here. But I think these are too just flat. So I think, you see what I'm saying? Like, look at, if I go in with a double matte, I think that's enough. That's the only layer that I feel this needs. Just, I like that gray. The gray actually goes with that. I don't hate that, right? I'm not going to put splatters on this. Dion, you totally could if you wanted on yours, but I want it contained. Like, this is not, for me, drippy art. Do you know what I mean? It's all kind of contained in the circles. So if you wanted splatters that you wanted to mask and put splatters in a circle, I could get down with that. But I for mine, I won't put it around. But you totally could. That's totally your prerogative. It's your prerogative. Yeah. Okay. Love it. But like I said, I'm going to put this through, let it dry, and I'm going to put it through my Mink again. This card is going to stay, just the way it is. I'm just going to embellish it because I freaking love that. I feel like Vicki as a card maker is now going to be all little original pieces of art kind of cards. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like my jam is going to be. That's my jam is going to be. Just little art cards with like a die word. Because that just a little word on here, right? Celebrate. Hello. Just a tiny little black word that is layered multiple times. That's what this is going to be. Just a tiny little word. The crumpled technique, I love. I do feel like hopefully you guys are digging that. But yes, the only other thing that's going to end up happening on this page is going to be little things like this. You know what I mean? I will start feeding little hearts and stuff up here. Bling, 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 bling is going to be awesome. Enamel dots. And that's how I will finish this off. I dragged my hand through the white right there. That happened. But I like that. I hope you guys love that. You will see when this one's finished with photos, little words, word stickers in here, but all the business is going to be in here. There's not going to be any other embellishment around. I'm going to contain it to the little circles. So I love it. Just so you know, on screen, it's way lighter. It's darker in real life. In IRL. But it's fun, right? Don't feel scared about putting the art marks. Pick the easiest art marks, polka dots. Use the stamps. Use the stamps. Because you know a couple of my stamp sets have these art marks on here. And this card, man, I totally love it. Can you see the copper? When we floated the copper in there, I hope you guys can see that. I really love this. One of my favorites. What, Julie, what is your favorite? The layout or the card? I think it turned out okay. It is what I envisioned. So that's a win, right? Let me put this up a little so I can say goodnight. So will you see the finished layout? Yes, you will. It might take me a couple of days. Let me show you close. So those are there. So it's focused. That is our technique with the, why won't it focus? Come on, don't be a stinker. With the wrinkled paper. I got to clean it up, see? Because I die cut them a few times. And then there are our little art marks. They're not perfect. It's kind of hard. When I'm doing live, sometimes my art sucks. I would do a better job when I'm just kind of farting around with it on my own, but it's not bad. And then the card I really love. See? The little bit of copper. I'm loving it with the white paint pen. Okay, let me fix this. You love the layout. I do too. I have to say. It's pretty, right? Sorry, I'm one-handed here. I'm gonna flip the camera. Welcome to Up My Nose. And a lot of you stayed tonight, so thank you for that. Try not to hang up on you. Hi. I love it. I do. I'm gonna make a card crooked. Dolly's back there. See her? There's Dolly. There's Dolly right there. Dolly and Yoda. They're having a party. But oh my goodness, this one. I always look like that's the camera, Vicki. They're gonna think that I've got a lazy eye. Okay, thank you. That was a lot of fun. Don't forget, this coming weekend is my big event. So there will not be a Friday Night Live. I am going to attempt to go on Thursday. If I can make that happen, I will post the link on Wednesday. All right, I'll post the link on Wednesday. I will finish this. You will see it on my socials. That would be on Facebook, on my artist page, Vicki Boutin artist page, on the private group, Vicki Boutin Creative Community, Vicki Boutin Creative Community, and of course on my Instagram. And please, if you see it on Instagram, because I'm not a regular poster and the algorithm messes with that because I'm not posting every day and not doing 12 million reels. Even though I have lots of followers on there, I might get like 5 comments. So just take a minute. I will love you so much. Just comment on the things so that people see the stuff. Maybe I'll be better one day, but no guarantees. But as always, thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget to leave a comment in the regular comment section for a second chance to win. I will be giving a second set of the metallic cosmic watercolors, the Vicki Boutin ones, and a Posca paint pen. So already had the one winner, and I even remember, was Kristen Bazzelli. And then leave a comment for a second chance to win. Thank you so much, friends. I can't wait to finish this, but that was a lot of fun. You brightened my evening when I came in here with the little gray rain cloud over my head. But now the sun is shining as I go to bed. Thanks, friends. Have a wonderful night. I hope you enjoyed that. Leave a comment in the comment section if you have any questions as well. And hopefully I'll see you next Thursday. I'll see you. Bye. Oh my gosh, look it. Bye, guys.